Hey everyone, it's Felicity here today with a new Project Life spread for HIP kits using the May Project Life kit. Now, as normal, when I start my Project Life, I always have my photos printed out and in the right little pockets of my Project Life page. I think I've spoke about this in a previous video, that at the end or the beginning of each month, so at the beginning of this month, June, I printed out all the kids' photos for May and popped them in my Project Life spread, so that when I get a few minutes to sit down and do Project Life, all I've got to do is grab out my Project Life supplies and grab the page, and if I've got, say 5 or 10 minutes, then I can just do one photo, put it back and do another one. That's pretty much how I work with my Project Life. Unlike when I'm using, obviously, Project Life kits, I sit and complete a full page. But when I actually sit and complete a full page, this page I think only took me about an hour, because I had all my supplies ready and I had all my photos printed and my page ready to go. And I guess that's the trick, guys, if you want to keep up to date with Project Life, and so that it doesn't feel such an overwhelming task, is to, if you can, and I mean, I'm talking for myself here, but I find if I can keep my photos printed out once a month and I have them sitting there, and when I complete them, I complete them. But the hardest part for me is actually having my photos printed and in the plastic sleeve. So pretty much the hard work for me is done. So that's why I guess I keep up to date fairly well with my Project Life, is because I spend that little bit of time at the beginning of the month. It might be the first week that it takes me to print all the photos, but they're ready to go, and it just doesn't take me as long to be able to create the page pretty much. My photos also on the computer, I have them all in folders per month, and that's only because I create my pages on a monthly basis. I don't do my Project Life from week 1 to week 52. If I was to do that, then I probably would keep my photos in weeks instead of months. I just find that it keeps it more organized for me, and it's just so much easier than just to be able to find the photos for that week, work out what ones I'm going to put in my album and print them out. If, I had them all together in one place, or I didn't sort my photos out, then yeah, that's where it would be time consuming and Project Life would be quite overwhelming for me, and I probably wouldn't do it, to be honest. So I guess, the key to Project Life is trying to find, I guess, a system that works for you, something that is easy enough for you to do, because if it's easy, you're going to do it. If it's too hard, too complicated, then you're simply not going to do it. So that's, I guess, in a nutshell, what I do with my photos. Then, as I said, I have then another tray that sits beside my desk that has purely Project Life supplies in it, because I do more Project Life than what I show for HIP kits, and I don't actually end up sharing all my pages because it can probably be a little bit overwhelming if I shared every single Project Life spread that I do. So I always have, I guess, a tray that just has embellishments that I want to use for Project Life. It has my, I've got 2 stamps which you'll see me use here that I use all the time on my Project Life. I keep them with it. I keep the embellishments that I would like to commonly use, I suppose. Project Life cards. I mean, it's not all my supplies in one place, but it is a majority of them, because once that tray also starts to get low of Project Life of Project Life supplies, not spread, supplies, I then go to my cupboard, pull out more supplies and top my tray up. And I guess too, that is another way for me to use up my humongous stash of Project Life stuff as well, is to pull out a little bit at a time. It's not so overwhelming then either, because if I had all my stash out, there'd probably be no room for me to create, but it'd be very overwhelming for me because I just wouldn't know what to use. I'd have too many choices. And I guess that's another little thing that I found when I create Project Life is if I have supplies that I commonly use and don't have, I guess, an overwhelming supply, I find it a lot easier for me to document my photos or my spreads, I suppose, too. So that's also another little trick for you as well. So they're my common tips, I suppose, is to have your photos organized on your computer, print them out once a month, and to keep a tray designed only for Project Life, and to have, I guess, a limited amount so that you're not so overwhelmed with what to use. And if you are wanting to start out on Project Life and don't know where to start, I would always recommend to someone to start with a Project Life kit. Simply because you will get everything that you need to be able to do your Project Life. You're starting off small, and you will find that you have supplies left over. I mean, this from my hip kit here, using just the Project Life, I do have leftover cards, I've got leftover embellishments, I've got leftover enamel dots, tons. Simply because the Project Life kits are just absolutely chockers with supplies. So when I've finished completing all my pages with the Project Life, then those supplies will go into my container and I'll finish using them up before I get anything else out. So yeah, if you want to start out, I'd suggest starting with a kit and then just building, I suppose, your stash up from there. Or you may find that one kit per month, especially hip kits, getting their Project Life kit once a month will be more than enough to complete the pages that you need to be able to document it in your album. But if you've got any questions, guys, on any of that, just message me. I'm happy to help. So I'm not really telling you much about what I'm doing here, am I? But I'm hoping that you're following what I'm doing here. So you can see the stamps from the Project Life kit. They are just so cute. From the Oasis, I think they're the crepe paper Oasis ones. I don't have them in front of me, but yeah, they're going to be used a lot, not just on Project Life, but on other projects as well. So they're an absolute bonus in the Project Life kit from May. I love that sticker book that came from Chamel. That's a really good thing to have, and I've got only a tiny little bit left over. I need another one. It's just great for Project Life because all the stickers that are in there's little journaling spots, there's sentiment stickers, there's like your animals, I suppose, or your pictures as well. Like, all of them are really easy to use on your Project Life pages. So yeah, that's a really good thing. And that's what I mean about if you get a Project Life kit. You're going to have supplies that work for Project Life, and it really does help you stay on top of it and get involved with Project Life, I suppose, as well. But you can see here with some of the Project Life cards, just me being me, I chop them up. But, there's no right or wrong way, again, with Project Life. You do what makes you happy, and at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with what you've documented as well. But I'm nearing the end here, so if you have any questions at all, just leave me a comment. I'll leave links to my blog and hip kits again, and I thank you once again for watching today, and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.